भारतीय न्यूज, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Good evening and welcome to Bharati News. I'm Vansh Vadhavan and let's have a look at the biggest news stories of the day, starting with national headlines first. Kerala's police SIT will likely amend the FIR from unnatural death to the abetment of suicide in the case of a 14-year-old class 9 student Mihir Ahmed who killed himself on January 15th, allegedly due to bullying and ragging at a private school in Kochi. However, they did not disclose who would be charged. Mihir's mother Rajna PM alleged in her police complaint that her son was bullied and ragged by some students on campus and on the bus, physically assaulted and subjected to humiliating acts of abuses after moving to the global public school in November 2024, last year. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's 8th budget speech on February 1st may have lasted just 74 minutes, the shortest excluding the interim budget she presented last year, with a speech that just lasted around an hour, but it will be remembered as one of the most significant budget speeches in decades. With a sweeping tax rebate aimed at reviving consumption demand and addressing a cyclical slowdown in the economic growth, expectation of a tax relief of some sort had run high in the run-up to the budget, and Sitharaman's opening sentence confirmed that was one of the offering. This budget continues our government's effort to accelerate growth, secure inclusive development, invigorate private sector investments, uplift household sentiments, and enhance spending of power of India's rising middle class, she said. A Reddit user shared a few close-up shots of Saif Ali Khan from the Netflix event, which gave a clear view of the actor's injury on the neck. The caption read, "That doesn't look like a marketing stunt to me." Saif's fans defended him in the comment section. One of the comments read, "It's laughable to me that some people can stoop this low and call it a marketing stunt." Along with insensitive jokes, "Goddamn." Another commented, "Such a dangerous location. He could have easily died," expressing concerns, and another wrote, "That doesn't look fake or minor to me." Another fan added, "Those were some very long cuts. Lucky for him, they weren't deep enough." Coming to international news, Beijing announced on Tuesday that it has lodged a complaint with the World Trade Organization against the United States of America over increased tariffs on Chinese goods. The Chinese Commerce Ministry stated that the move aims to defend its legitimate rights and interests, condemning the US measures as malicious and in violation of global trade rules. The dispute escalates tensions between the two economic giants as China seeks WTO intervention against what it views as an unfair trade practice. The alliance of rebel group in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo have declared a humanitarian ceasefire starting on Tuesday. In a statement which includes the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels, cited humanitarian reasons for the ceasefire after it has been capturing territory in eastern parts of the country. The UN said at least 900 people have died and 2,880 injured in recent fightings in and around Goma, DR Congo's largest eastern city, after it was seized by the rebels. The G7 nations and the EU have condemned the offensive as a flagrant violation of DR Congo's sovereignty. Coming to business news, US President Donald Trump has taken the first step towards setting up a sovereign wealth fund for the United States and suggested that it could end up buying TikTok. The president signed an executive order on Monday to kickstart the process, saying the fund would soon be one of the biggest. More than 90 countries have sovereign wealth funds and investing surplus income for the benefit of future generations. However, the US currently runs a budget deficit. "We are going to create a lot of wealth for the fund," Trump told reporters without citing or clarifying where the money would come from. US President Donald Trump's plans for tariffs sparked a global sell-off on the financial market on Monday, though a last-minute halt to levies on goods from Mexico brought some relief. After steep losses earlier in the day, news of the reprieve prompted shares to stage a partial recovery, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average ending the day down just by 0.3%. The rebound followed a sharp slide after Trump issued orders over the weekend to put tariffs on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China, and pledged that tariffs on the EU would definitely happen. Investors are concerned with tariffs will hit the earnings of major companies and dent global growth, but many are still hoping Trump is not serious. Ending with sports news, India's Champions Trophy squad has been out for a while, but some players' performances in the recently concluded T20I series against England have triggered talks of changes. While India have picked up 4 spinners for the marquee ICC event, veteran all-rounder Ravichandran Ashwin has asked for Varun Chakravarti to be added to the squad. Chakravarti was brilliant with the ball against England, picking up 14 wickets in 5 matches, as he was deservedly named the player of the series. Chakravarti hasn't yet played an ODI for India, but it is likely to make his debut in the 50-over assignment against England. Dimuth Karunaratne has announced his retirement from international cricket with the second test against Australia in the Gale to be the last for the former Sri Lankan captain. The Sri Lanka vs Australia second test starts on February 6th, will be his final international match. One of the most successful Sri Lanka batters, Dimuth Karunaratne, will rest his bat at the top level after playing his milestone 100 test in Gale. So that would be all from our end. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to Bharati News for the latest news coverage coming right up. Wishing you a good evening and a great night ahead. Thank you.
भारती न्यूज़, सीधा, सटीक और निष्पक्ष।